champions in here in Green Mountain Wrestling.
You know, I was honored to be up there with Bryan Walsh, a man that holds up tradition, a man that respects.
Now, what's the commissioner doing out
here?
here?
Listen to me, please, when I'm going on about something.
This is our show, and if we want to talk to you, we'll ask you a question. I want to know what the commissioner's doing out there. I've never seen Dickinson do this.
Probably suspending Sharkey. Oh, he took the belt away from him. That's it.
Where's the respect by Dickinson?
Look out,
Now, what were you talking about?
I don't know. I forgot. I've lost my whole train of thought. I was going to say I was going to get the promoter to put an end to this, but you laid him out.
Well, this is, there's two things going on in this match, Marvelous Marvin, that we'll talk about. One is, of course, the Triad Television Championship is on the line here on Triad Wrestling, held by the Colossus one, Scott Sharkey. And also, it is a semifinal match for the King of the Mountain Showdown, which is a weird thing they're doing this year. And those guys are about the heavyweight championship. And I think that would look very nice around Colossus's waist. He needs another belt. That'd be three.
One more belt around that waist, are you?
Three of them. They've done everything they could to keep us from getting a shot at that belt.
I don't know.
They wanted to keep him out of Green Mountain Wrestling last year. They suspended him after the King of the Mountain Showdown. Scott Sharkey has never lost the TV title.
I realize that all too well, Mr. Brimmelcombe.
And now he's going in against Bryan Walsh, a legend in his own mind.
Well, Bryan Walsh, and I have to give credit to Scott Sharkey, are two of the finest young wrestlers in the game today.
And since I couldn't be at ringside with Colossus, the Wolverine and Desire have come out to second him for this match. Since I was unable to be here, I was out here last week observing. I did not interfere.
You didn't interfere.
That's not my style. I didn't get involved.
The whole baseball team.
And Walsh better put his attention on Scott Sharkey rather than on the Wolverine and Desire, or else the same thing's going to happen to him that happened to him over at Terror in the Kingdom when he lost the title. Hey, these two competitors, I give Bryan Walsh credit. Other than being old, he's a gregreat wrestler. And these two competitors have had the two greatest matches in Green Mountain Wrestling.
I agree.
And they each have a victory. I believe, or did the first one go to a draw? I guess the first one was a draw.
It was a draw.
Okay. And last time, Scott Sharkey comes out with the TV title.
Well, with help, as usual, and he's already got a crew out there now to help him.
They haven't helped him. They haven't interfered. They're watching the match.
Look out, Bryan. Oh, shit.
And the Wolverine was standing there, and Walsh runs right into him.
Floor. Oh, this is... And I can't call the promoter. We don't have a...
Now the Wolverine is assisted Walsh back into the ring. We want this match to be held in the ring. And of course the lovely Desire out here. I'm wearing the Free Brew Bob Evans shirt. He's one of those prisoner of wrestling wars.
Prisoner of wrestling wars.
Well, we've discussed that, Marvelous Marvin, in the previous match.
Yeah, we went through that before.
And a 2 count. I think Dickinson was a little slow on that count myself.
Yeah, he was right on the ball.
Colossus with the upper hand here over Bryan Walsh.
Well, don't count Bryan Walsh out yet, Mr. Brimmelcombe. There's a lot of spunk left in him.
And a backbreaker. And a 2 count once again.
Mr. Tradition kicks out.
A lot of intestinal fortitude by Walsh. And
how many people are...
Scott's not happy.
Not happy? He should be happy. He's got an army back.
He wasn't happy with Dickinson's count, and I have to agree with him. A little bit slow there. Of course, Dickinson's been working a lot, you know, and a little bit slow now.
Why don't you get a chair and go over there and help your other cronies? What are you doing sitting over here? Maybe
somebody has to host Triad Wrestling.
Now he's the host.
Remember, we invited you out here.
Well, I appreciate the payday.
I can get the Wolverine to come over and take care of this situation if you'd like.
I don't know if he could speak more than 3 sentences.
And a 2 count by Walsh as he hit Colossus from behind.
Sharkey's tough. I got to give him that.
Now what's he trying here? Scott's trying to
probably
counter.
a hold you wouldn't know about, Mr.
Well, Scott's trying to counter whatever he's going to try. I don't think Walsh knows what he's going to try yet.
Well, you watch this.
Maybe a surfboard move, bow and arrow type move.
Cheap big heart.
We've had a lot of different variations of this move.
Oh, look at that.
A lot of
move.
pain.
Now that's wrestling.
And that could be a submission type, but
Bryan Walsh
Scott
hurt him.
Sharkey got his weight over to the left side and was able to break the hold.
Probably the brass knuckles in his pocket pulled him over, huh?
Oh, he doesn't have brass knuckles. Now look at this. Look at what Walsh is going to do.
Oh.
Hangs him on the rope.
Well, he thought he was further in the ring than he was.
Now, Dickinson should have called for the break immediately. He just stood there and looked and was going to let Bryan Walsh get away with it, and it's completely illegal.
Look, don't start picking on one of the finest referees we have in the business.
Now, Walsh is showboating here. He should stay on the Colossus one. Colossus fighting back. A brutal match.
Tying him up in the ropes. This has been a brutal match. It really has.
These, as we said, they have put on 2 tremendous matches in the past. Both of those were in Linden Center, Vermont. Now the people up here in Newport. What? This is a city,
Look
I
at
heard.
this now. What's that? The Wolverine choking Bryan Walsh from behind.
Well, Dickinson's
and
over
Dickinson
there.
Can't see it.
He's interfering with Sharkey. Trying to take the advantage away from the Triad television champion. I know Scott's favorite fan sitting in right at front row, as always, here. Talked to her before the matches today.
Which pocket you check for? Right or the left? Don't get too near me.
I only use Visa Gold.
Yeah, well, I believe that, too.
Now what's Walsh trying to do? Walsh taking too much time here. He really is Marvelous Marvin.
Oh, geez, I think that's it.
A brutal.
Oh, look at this. Oh.
And he kicks out.
Where does he? Oh, look at him. Don't pay attention
The
to him.
Wolverine
Don't pay
up there to
attention
show something that he was doing illegal that we could not see from our vantage point. Now Walsh working on the leg.
At least Bryan Walsh ignored the Wolverine and went back to take care of the business at hand, the beating Scott Sharkey. Yeah. Come on, Dickinson.
And it looks like he looked like he was going to go for a low blow. Even you can't approve of that, Marvelous Marvin.
I'm going to enjoy this so.
And I think that was a little bit low, and Dickinson stood there in the corner and
right in the breadbasket. That wasn't low.
pretended that he didn't see anything. Is he related to the commissioner? And
look at this. Look at this bridge. Beautiful.
And a nice counter by Colossus. Colossus's knee looks injured.
Bryan Walsh is extracting
Now,
a little bit of
how
revenge.
come Dickinson didn't call for the break in the
Why would
corner?
he call for the break?
Sharkey was on the ropes. Now a figure 4.
Here we go. Put it on it, Bryan.
They're watching Triad Wrestling. Another qualifying match for the King of the Mountain Showdown, a semifinal match, and also a TV title match, the Triad television title on the line, held by Colossus Scott Sharkey. Sharkey in a lot of pain. He's got to try to counter
I
this.
think he's going to give it up.
He's
He
either
can't
gonna
get to the rope. Oh, look at this. Wolverine pulls him to the rope.
Well, Dickinson, it looked like his leg may have been pushing him away, and the Wolverine just wanted to get it back to the right spot.
I guess you're looking at a different TV than I am.
Well, I was watching the match. How you doing? Switching over to one of those other cable channels? Oh, I forgot this promotion. This promotion's too cheap. We don't have any other cable channels.
Can't get another cable channel in Newport, Vermont. What are you talking about? Don't get me
Walsh
off
to the top rope.
This is it. Say goodbye to your boy now, Mr. Brimble.
It's not over till it's over.
All over. Mr. Tradition.
Walsh to the top. And a foot to the face.
God, right in the face.
Did you count your eggs before they were hatched? Chickens before they were hatched?
Yeah.
Mr. Marvelous Marvin?
Well, just when you think Sharkey's had enough, he pulls something like that out of the hat.
He just comes back.
These two guys are really, really giving it all.
A great match. I give Walsh a lot of credit. He's stuck with Colossus.
Ooh,
and the leg going out.
Leg gave out.
I think it was the leg, the knee
from the
of
figure
Colossus.
4, exactly. Oh man,
Colossus is injured. course, he'll be ready for that August 23rd show when Triad Wrestling presents a hot summer night at the Municipal Building in downtown Newport.
Triad Wrestling.
It is Triad Wrestling. Because we have taken over the place. And you people love it.
Get a job in the post office.
And here's Colossus. Great elbow drop.
Ooh,
And a
Bryan,
counter.
There it is.
And look at the faster count Dickinson put on when Walsh tried to pin.
Sharkey. I don't know how these guys have anything left. They have given it all tonight.
They are. Every week, the Triad out there and the wrestlers from Green Mountain Wrestling do give their all for the fans.
That's right. You're exactly right on that one, Mr. Bimble.
See, there are things. You know, we need some more people in the Triad, Marvelous Marvin.
Well,
You interested? We
yeah,
pay well.
That would be the day.
We
I
pay
got
well.
a good job at Green Mountain Wrestling, and I don't get hurt like these other people. I'm secure
You just
here.
make these weird decisions about a four-way pin. I haven't figured that one out.
Well,
That's what caused this semifinal match tonight.
well, I mean, and we're going to uphold it, too.
Of course, next week we'll have the finals.
Right, and next week.
That's for the heavyweight championship.
We're not like these other Ham and Egg Productions, pal.
Yeah, I
we're
know.
going to enforce the rules.
Yeah, like those guys in what? New Hampshire?
Well,
Time! Time! That's the end of the time. That's the end of the time limit. Both wrestlers are eliminated.
both eliminated.
Well, that's a weird decision.
That's a weird decision. I never heard of that
What
one.
kind of a decision is that from these screwed up people here in Green Mountain Wrestling?
The commissioner probably
Yeah, probably. He sits over there just smiling all the time.
rings the bell and smiles.
It's definitely a conspiracy by Green Mountain Wrestling to keep the Triad
Well,
from moving on.
Mr. Tradition.
And
Had
the
Scott
Wolverine
Sharkey.
will come to get the belt
What's he taking the belt for?
to bring it back to Colossus, as Colossus is still the champion. Colossus, Scott Sharkey. Dickinson stands in the ring. I don't know if Dickinson even understands what's going on. This was a commissioner decision
Another bum deal to Mr. Tradition, Bryan Walsh.
to Colossus, Scott Sharkey. A great match.
A great match. You got to give them that. They really put on one of the greatest matches I've seen since I've been working up here in Green Mountain Wrestling.
They sure have.
Excellent match from two excellent wrestlers.
Well, you've been watching the Triad on Triad Wrestling this week. Hey, I might come back next week and do this all over again.
Yeah.
Colossus and I were looking for something to do next week, and
Well-
I think we just might be back here, Marvelous Mervin.
Well, don't do me any favors.
So for the Triad on Triad Wrestling, I'm Scott Brimblecombe. Joining me was Marvelous Marvin Minkler.
From Green Mountain Wrestling.
And we'll see you next week with maybe more Triad Wrestling.
Good night.